Alright, I guess I'm back again. I started recording and everything shut down. So get back to what I was showing you. I've got some True Oil like I use on my knife handle, and some Jacob Bean wood stain just from Ace Hardware. I've put a little bit of the True Oil in this bowl lined with a little wax paper and aluminum foil, so I don't have to worry about it staining my bowl. And just using a cotton ball, I've put just 2 drops of wood stain in here just to add a little bit of color to that True Oil. And then make sure I don't have any stain on my fingers here. I've just got a cardboard box here that I'm going to stab the knife down into when I get some stain on it. So I'll do this in steps and show you what's happening here as we go along. That it's not going to add a ton of darkness and color to it, just going to help richen it up just a little bit. I'm just going to rub that in. I know with stain, you know, usually you're supposed to leave it on and then let it dry a little bit, wipe it off, and then keep going until you get it dark as you want it. With the True Oil, you're supposed to let it dry 2 hours and then scuff it a little bit and add a little bit more to it. So it'll just add a little bit of undercolor to it. It's not going to be real loud, but it will definitely help protect the wood a good bit. And you see I'm wiping it with the grain and kind of rubbing it down in there, using as much force as I can and still being safe. I mean, this is a sharp blade. I could have taped the end of it, but I chose not to. I've got a fairly good grip on it with these rubber gloves, so I'm not so much worried about cutting myself. Just kind of wipe it with the grain here. But it takes a couple of hours for this True Oil to dry. Make sure you wipe it real good on the end here, get it down inside that hole. This will really go a long way toward protecting that wood over time. Make sure you don't have any spots on it where it's too thick. I will let this dry now for a couple hours, and I'll get back with you. I'll darken the stain up a little bit and put another coat on it. That's step 1 in adding a little bit of color to my Mora knife. So you can see it's a little bit darker, a little bit richer now. Adds a nice little texture to it, a little tone. We'll let that dry, and I'll get back with you with the next step. Alright guys, been a little bit here, about an hour and a half I reckon. I've got another little batch of my stain here. I put a little bit more of the stain in this time than I did the last time, just to try to give it a little bit more darkness, a little bit more richness. Just kind of slather it on there and work that in pretty good. I said I'm not worried about getting it on the metal guard down there. It's not going to hurt anything. Alright, get a little bit drier part of this rag. Just trying to rub that into that grain, and then just lightly wipe it down. That'll get the excess off and help smooth that finish out just a little bit. It's also helping to get in there and feel the grain of the wood to help seal it, which is the main purpose of this, is to seal it off so it doesn't get any water damage, rot, and make it a little bit more grippy when your hands are wet or if you're wearing gloves. Just make sure it's nice and even. Blot any little drips you're getting. You don't want to leave big globs of it on there. Now the True Oil recommends that you take some triple aught steel wool when this is dried and lightly scuff it. It helps kind of dull the finish a little bit, especially on a, you know, something like a rifle, on a pistol handle, a wood pistol grip. It'll help dull that a little bit. But I prefer myself just to leave it like it is. I don't think it hurts it or helps it either way. So that's where we're at. I'm gonna leave it about that color. You see it's got a deep honey tone to it. It's picked up on the wood grain a good bit. I don't think you're really seeing that. I'll post some pictures to the Dave's Facebook page as well as mine when I get it dried. So we're gonna set that up, let that dry out. Said it'll take it a couple of more hours at least to finish drying. Take my little gloves off here so we don't get any mess. You see why I use the foil and the wax paper, kind of just keep everything in there. Don't have to worry about it getting out, hurting anything. Put that in the trash. And that's it. When I get it dried and rubbed down a little bit, I'll post some pictures, show you what the finished product looked like. And hope you enjoyed. That's just a little tip, something you can do with your SL1 or any wood handled knife, sand the stain off of it. I said this is Birchwood KC True Oil. It's a gun stock finish. It really does a great job of sealing the wood up and giving a little bit of grip without running your pocketbook up. I paid $2 and some change for that bottle of True Oil at Walmart a year ago, and it doesn't take very much, you know, to do what you need it to do. So post pictures when I'm done. I might try to tag some on to the end of this video. Figure out how to do that. Might be some pictures follow the video, so just keep an eye out for it. Appreciate you watching. Peace out.